Jared Moskowitz is a congressional Democratic representative from New York, and he's become known for using comedy to expose how ridiculous the GOP has become. And his 5 minutes during today's subcommittee hearing on Biden's new efficiency standards for gas stoves was no different.
And first, let me say, from a policy perspective, I think my colleagues across the aisle are correct. I don't think we should ban gas stoves. And I don't think banning gas stoves is the least impactful way to address the gas nitrogen or carbon monoxide or formaldehyde that's coming out. It's ventilation. Ventilation is the way to address that. And so I'm here to say, Mr. Chairman, that I agree with you that we should not be banning gas stoves. And the good news is that this proposed rule doesn't ban gas stoves. And I get it. I get that every morning, as you're getting your coffee, and it's warm and you're in the kitchen and you stare into the knobs of your beautiful stainless steel beauty. I got it. I get the bravado. We can pry your gas stove from your cold, dead hands, or give me my gas stove, or give me death. I have a 6-burner double oven range that sits on legs. I mean, I miss her right now as we're talking about it. And so I think, because it's a two-party system, I think when my colleagues across the aisle, the other party, show leadership, the leadership of our times that is desperately needed, Democrats like myself should commend them. And I want to apologize on behalf of the Democratic Party that we have decided to put kids' safety in their neighborhoods, from getting gunned down in movie theaters or grocery stores or school churches or synagogues. We as Democrats have clearly lost our way, that we are not focused on appliances. And so we're finally seeing our friends across the aisle stand up for parents all across the country as they tuck their kid in at night, as they dress them for school in the morning, as they are worried that they may not come home. My friends across the aisle are telling those parents, you can breathe a sigh of relief, that the grand appliance party is going to make sure your gas stove goes nowhere. You might own a small business, and you are worried about how you're going to pay your employees if we default. The good news for you today is that if you have to shutter your business because the country defaults, your gas stove will still be there. And so, I look forward to the legislation of our time, the Appliance Bill of Rights that might come in front of this committee, and joining in this fight together as we show Americans that Congress can still do big things, that we have not lost our way, and that when the American people need leadership from their elected leaders, we are going to deliver for them and their gas stoves. Mr. Chairman, thank you. I yield back.
Now, you might think Jared Moskowitz using comedy there during a serious congressional committee hearing is a little bit of a faux pas, but really the entire hearing is a joke. The GOP want to pretend that the Biden administration is going to send the FBI into your home to uninstall your gas stove and stick an electric one in there that won't be able to get as hot and won't be able to cook your Thanksgiving dinners, when what they're trying to do is set efficiency standards so that all future gas stoves will just burn less toxic gases. That's it. So, of course, it was, perfectly fine for Moskowitz to make fun of the GOP like he did, calling them the Grand Appliance Party, comparing this to give me gas stove or give me death, I thought was a great line. Also talking about the leadership of the GOP, that they're investigating the Biden administration's take on your appliances and, forgive the Democrats for trying to, prevent children from being killed by gun violence. The Democrats were completely wrong, and they really shouldn't have control of Congress or the Senate or the White House, because the Republican Party, they want to get to the bottom of the real problems that Americans are facing. Now, my favorite part was the last 5 seconds or so, when the camera pans to the witnesses in the audience, who are all smirking and grinning because they understand how ridiculous the GOP is, how they take something that's reasonable, like efficiency standards, to burn less toxic gas in your home, and they turn it into FBI is going to come storm your house and take away your stove and your guns and your children, and they're going to make them read books on critical race theory. Right. So we have this next clip of Shontel Brown, another Democratic representative, bringing the facts to the light about the future efficiency standards.
My friends on the other side of the aisle are unfortunately spreading unfounded fear-mongering about gas stoves. As someone who uses a gas stove, I want to address some myths. First, the Biden administration, again, is not banning gas stoves. I repeat, the Biden administration is not banning gas stoves. The Department of Energy is not banning gas stoves. And in fact, the Department of Energy cannot ban stoves through energy efficiency standards. Instead, consistent with the law, the Department of Energy is proposing standards that would improve the efficiency of gas stoves built in the future. Mr. Delasky, to your knowledge, will new conservation standards affect existing stoves installed in homes and businesses across America?
No, it will not.
Thank you. Mr. Delasky, can you describe some of the benefits related to the improved efficiency of gas stoves?
The improved efficiency of gas stoves would cut bills for consumers. For a gas stove owner, it's going to save them about $50. And for an electric stove owner, about $75 over the life of the stove. Those are, if you saw $50 lying on the ground, you'd pick it up. And that's what the government's doing by setting efficiency standards for gas stoves and for electric stoves, too.
Thank you. Mr. Delasky, why is it important for the public to have accurate information about the energy conservation and health impacts of the products they use?
Consumers having information is what helps them to make good decisions that are best for their families. And one of the things that we accomplish with these standards is allowing people to understand what is the efficiency performance of different products in the marketplace, so they can make the choices that are best for their families, while they still have and they will continue to have a range of choices, just make no mistake, both electric and gas products once the standards is in place.
Thank you so much for that. Listen, experts have long held concerns about the impact of gas stoves on human health. It is unacceptable that nearly 13% of childhood asthma is directly connected to gas stove emissions. To be clear, while the Department of Energy works to improve the efficiency of stoves, we can all take steps to reduce the potential health risks associated with their use by doing small things like turning on a vent or opening a window. As mentioned, one of the essential services of our government provides is to review consumer products and identify ways to make them cleaner and safer. That's exactly what the Department of Energy is doing, making sure that gas stoves are less expensive to operate and produce fewer toxins and health hazards. It is my hope that my Republican colleagues will redirect their focus to the well-being of American people rather than politicizing kitchen appliances. Because you know what they are banning? Abortions. You know what they are banning? Books. You know what they won't ban? Assault weapons. But we are sitting up here talking about a ban on gas stoves. But I should be excited because if my colleagues are interested in an appliance that is causing harm to children's lives, perhaps they will get the courage to have a hearing about banning assault weapons, which are actually killing people every single day. So yes, I agree. This is dangerous and dumb. We have much better things to focus our time on. And with that, I yield back.
Now, the reason I wanted to play that clip alongside of Moskowitz is because using facts and comedy as a 1-2 punch against the Republican Party is magnificent. And it's truly one of the best ways, I was going to say one of the most efficient ways, which it also is, but my mind is on gas stoves there. It's one of the best ways to expose these con artists, to expose these liars. And you see that when you have someone like Jared Moskowitz alongside of the Chantel Browns, of any other Democratic representative who brings facts to light, it just makes it so much harder on the GOP to win elections using fear-mongering tactics like they do.